The message arrived on a Tuesday, a normal day by all accounts until every screen on Earth flickered and displayed the same symbols. It took the best minds on the planet 3 days to decode it. They were not alone in the universe, and someone wanted to talk. 2 months later, Captain Lisa Howard stood on the bridge of the ESS Pathfinder, Earth's newest and fastest ship. She watched as her crew prepared for humanity's most important journey. Their destination, a space station called the Nexus, where representatives of the Galactic Council waited. "Captain, all systems are ready," said Lieutenant Paul Clark from his station. "We can jump when you give the order." Lisa nodded. At 43, she had spent half her life in space. Her short brown hair showed touches of gray, and lines marked her face from years of making tough decisions. The Earth government chose her for this mission because she knew how to stay calm when things got difficult. "Send a message to Earth Command. Tell them we're proceeding as planned," she said. Lisa turned to look at the 3 other key members of her team. Dr. Alan Wright sat reviewing notes on his tablet. The diplomatic expert had studied human relations for 30 years and now faced his biggest challenge, talking to beings who weren't human at all. Beside him, Dr. Samantha Kelly adjusted settings on her specialized scanner. The xenobiologist couldn't wait to study alien life forms. Her enthusiasm sometimes needed to be reined in, but Lisa valued her positive energy. In the corner stood Major John Martins, quiet as always. The military advisor watched everything with careful eyes. He hoped for peace but prepared for trouble. Lisa was glad to have him on the team. "Jump in 30 seconds, announced Paul. Lisa took her seat. "Remember what we discussed. We represent all of humanity. Let's make a good first impression." The ship hummed louder as energy built in its engines. Stars outside the viewscreen stretched into lines, then vanished as the Pathfinder entered fold space. The journey that would have taken decades with old technology now took just hours. When they emerged, the sight took their breath away. The Nexus floated before them, a massive structure shaped like a wheel with spokes extending from a central hub. Ships of various designs moved around it like bees around a hive. "My God," whispered Alan. "It's beautiful." "And big," added John. "Very big." Their communication system activated. A voice spoke in perfect English. "Earth vessel, you are cleared to dock at Arm 7. Follow the guide lights." Lisa acknowledged the instructions. As Paul guided their ship toward the station, Samantha studied the scanner readings. "I'm detecting at least 15 different atmospheric compositions from various sections of the station," she said. "They've adapted it to accommodate many species, including us, apparently," said Alan. The docking process went smoothly. When the airlock indicators turned green, Lisa stood and straightened her blue uniform. "Remember, we're explorers first, diplomats second," she told her team. "Observe everything but commit to nothing without discussion." They moved through the airlock into a wide corridor. The air smelled clean but slightly different from Earth's. The gravity felt a little lighter. A tall being waited for them. It had blue-tinted skin, 4 arms, and large eyes that blinked vertically. It wore what appeared to be a uniform with symbols they didn't recognize. "Greetings, humans," it said. "I am Coordinator Elzin. Welcome to the Nexus. The Council awaits you." As they followed Elzin through corridors filled with strange beings, Lisa noticed how others stopped to stare at them. Some looked curious, others seemed concerned, and a few showed what might have been discussed. "They're watching us like we're animals in a zoo," John whispered. "Or maybe they're just curious," Samantha suggested. Elzin led them to a large door inscribed with symbols. "The Council Chamber," it announced. "They have been discussing your species for quite some time." "Well," said Lisa with a slight smile, "let's not keep them waiting any longer." The doors slid open. Lisa took a deep breath and stepped forward, her team following closely behind. Whatever waited inside would change humanity's future forever. The council chamber was huge. It curved in a half circle with 12 large seats raised on platforms. Each seat held a different alien. Behind them stood others of their kind. Light came from glowing panels in the ceiling. In the center of the room was a small platform. Lisa and her team walked to this platform. She felt the stares of every being in the room. Some leaned forward with interest. Others moved back as if afraid. Coordinator Elzen announced, "The human delegation from planet Earth." A silence fell across the chamber. Then one of the seated aliens spoke. It had green skin with patches of what looked like leaves. Its voice translated through a device on Lisa's collar. "Welcome to the Galactic Council, humans. I am High Speaker Jorvan of the Fitari. We have watched your world for centuries." Lisa stepped forward. "On behalf of Earth, we thank you for this invitation. We are eager to learn and share knowledge." A different council member laughed. This one had 6 eyes and skin like polished metal. Such formal words from a Death World species. Fascinating. "Death World," Samantha whispered. The metal-skinned alien continued. "Yes, your Earth is what we classify as a Death World. High gravity, extreme weather, dangerous predators, and toxic substances. Most council species would die within days on your planet." Lisa kept her face neutral despite her surprise. She hadn't considered that Earth might be seen as harsh by other standards. A smaller alien with feathers spoke next. "We have observed your rapid advancement, from primitive flight to space travel in just over a century. Most species take 3 times as long." "Humans are adaptable," Lisa replied. "We face challenges and overcome them, or destroy them," said another council member. This one had no visible eyes and skin that shifted colors like oil on water. "Your history is filled with war and violence." Alan stepped forward. "True, but also with peace and cooperation. Our greatest achievements came when we worked together." The council members looked at each other. Lisa could tell they were communicating somehow, perhaps through technology or telepathy. High Speaker Jorvan spoke again. "We have decided to extend an offer of probationary membership to humanity. This is unusual for such a young species, but your potential is significant." John leaned close to Lisa. "Probationary? What does that mean?" Before she could ask, a new alien approached from the side of the chamber. This one was tall and thin with 4 arms like Elzen, but with gray skin. It carried a device that projected images in the air. "As probationary members, you will have limited access to council resources and knowledge. You must align with one of our 3 major factions for sponsorship and protection." The device showed symbols for each faction: a sharp-edged star for the Veltari, a spiral for the Jor Collective, and a circle of dots for the Andromean Alliance. "The Veltari value strength and security," the alien explained. "The Jor prize knowledge and discovery. The Andromeans believe in trade and diplomacy." Lisa noticed how the council members watched them, evaluating their reactions. She felt like they were being tested. "We appreciate this offer," she said carefully. "However, we would need time to consider such an important decision." Several council members shifted in their seats. The metal-skinned one spoke again. "Time. You ask for time. Most species beg for immediate acceptance. Humans do not beg," Lisa said simply. "We consider our options carefully." This caused murmurs throughout the chamber. Some aliens seemed offended, others intrigued. High Speaker Jorvan raised a leafy hand for silence. "You will have 3 Earth days to decide. We suggest you use this time to learn more about each faction. Representatives will be available to answer your questions." Lisa nodded. "Thank you." As they were escorted from the chamber, Samantha whispered, "Did you see how they looked at us? Like we're either dangerous animals or naive children." "I noticed," Lisa replied quietly. "And I also noticed they need us for something. The question is, what?" Ellen looked thoughtful. 3 factions, 3 choices, but maybe there's a 4th option they aren't telling us about. John said nothing, but his hand never left the stunner at his side. Outside the chamber, Lisa gathered her team close. "Something bigger is happening here. Let's find out what it is before we make any decisions. We didn't come all this way just to become someone's pet project. The others nodded in agreement. Their real work had just begun. The humans were given rooms in a section of the Nexus set aside for visiting species. The space was comfortable, but clearly designed by beings who only guessed at human needs. The beds were too soft, the chairs too low, and the food dispenser offered items that looked more like art than meals. Lisa gathered her team in the common area. We need to learn more about these factions before tomorrow. We'll split up. Alan, you visit the Andronians. Samantha, the Jor. John, check out the Veltari. What about you, Captain? John asked. I'm going to find the species that aren't on the council. The ones nobody is talking about. Lisa tapped her datapad. There are supposed to be over 30 spacefaring civilizations, but only 12 have council seats. They separated, each with a communication device and instructions to report anything unusual. Alan found the Andromian representative in a garden area. The alien looked like a cross between a deer and a praying mantis with large eyes and delicate limbs. We welcome human partnership, the Andromian said. Through trade, all prosper. What would Earth trade? Alan asked. Your art is unique. Your music causes interesting feelings, and your adaptability would benefit our diplomatic missions to harsh worlds. Alan noted how the alien emphasized Earth's usefulness rather than equal partnership. Meanwhile, Samantha met with a Jor representative, a floating blob of translucent jelly with visible organs. Human biology fascinates us. The Jor bubbled. Your ability to survive radiation, toxins, and physical trauma exceeds most species. We wish to study this. Study? Samantha asked. Would you share your findings with us? Some results, yes, after we confirm they are safe for your understanding. The Jor pulsed. Your minds are young. Samantha didn't like how the alien talked down to her. She had 3 advanced degrees and had made groundbreaking discoveries on Earth. But here, she was treated like a child. John had the most direct experience. The Veltari representative, a reptilian being with armored plates, spoke bluntly. Humans fight well. Your history shows creativity in warfare. Join us and help secure the galaxy against threats. What threats? John asked. The Veltari showed teeth. Those we haven't discovered yet, but they will come. They always do. John noticed the Veltari weapons looked well used. This wasn't a species that prepared for war. They actively sought it. While her team gathered information from the major factions, Lisa found her way to a lower level of the Nexus. Here, smaller species ran shops, repair stations, and food stalls. She spotted a small blue alien cleaning tables at a dining area. Hello, she said. I'm Lisa from Earth. The alien jumped. Human. I heard your kind arrived. I am Plex, of Dorvinia. Dorvinia. I don't recall that from the council records. Plex's antenna drooped. We are not council members. Not anymore. Lisa sat down. What happened? Plex looked around nervously. We were like you once. Invited as probationary members. We chose the Jor as sponsors. They promised knowledge and protection. And they took our world's resources for research. When we complained, our status was revoked. Now we work service jobs. Plex wiped a table vigorously. My people were scientists once. Lisa frowned. Are there others like you? Many. The Tyranni aligned with the Veltari and became foot soldiers. The Gan chose the Andromians and lost their art to cultural exchange programs. Plex leaned closer. Choose carefully, human. Better yet, don't choose at all. Lisa returned to her team's quarters thoughtful. When everyone reported back, a pattern emerged. They all want to use us, Samantha said. Alan nodded. The Andromians see us as exotic traders and tough diplomats for dangerous missions. The Veltari want soldiers, John added. Expendable ones, I suspect. Lisa shared what she learned from Plex. It seems no matter which faction we choose, Earth loses something valuable. So what do we do? Samantha asked. Lisa smiled slightly. We make our own path. Tomorrow, we return to the council with our answer. And I don't think it will be what they expect. The team spent the night planning. When morning came, they were ready. The council chamber seemed more crowded than before. News of the humans' arrival had spread throughout the Nexus. Many wanted to see what the Death World species would decide. Lisa and her team walked to the central platform with steady steps. She could feel the tension in the room. The council members watched them with what she now recognized as a mix of hope and worry. High Speaker Jorvan addressed them. Humans of Earth, have you chosen your faction? Before Lisa could answer, alarms blared throughout the chamber. Red lights flashed on screens around the room. Council members turned to their assistants in confusion. What is happening? Demanded the metal-skinned council member. A technician rushed forward. Attack. The border colony on Vidian 6 is under attack. The chamber erupted into noise. Council members shouted over each other. Some demanded details while others called for immediate action. Silence. Jorvan's voice boomed through the room. When quiet returned, he asked, "Who attacks?" The technician worked controls on a panel. A hologram appeared in the center of the chamber, showing ships of unusual design firing on a small planet. Unknown vessels. They matched no known configuration. The Velteri representative stood. We must send ships immediately. Your ships are 2 days away at best, countered the Andromian. By then, the colony will be destroyed. Then we evacuate, suggested the Jor. The research data is more important than the structures. Lisa watched in disbelief as the council argued. A colony was under attack, and they debated instead of acting. She leaned close to John. How many people on that colony? She whispered. John checked his data pad. Reports say about 15,000 settlers, mostly scientists and farmers. The arguing continued. The Velteri wanted to fight. The Jor wanted to save research. The Andromians wanted to protect trade routes. None seemed focused on the actual people in danger. Lisa had seen enough. She stepped forward and cleared her throat. The council ignored her. She looked at Paul, who stood at the back of their group. He nodded and pulled out a small device. A piercing whistle cut through the noise, making several aliens cover their hearing organs. In the sudden quiet, Lisa spoke. While you argue, people die. What is your emergency response plan? The council members stared at her. The metal-skinned one laughed. This is not your concern, human. You have not even joined a faction yet. People dying is everyone's concern, Lisa replied. On Earth, we have organizations dedicated to emergency response. Do you have nothing similar? Each faction handles its own emergencies, Jorvan explained. But Vidian 6 sits at the border of all 3 territories. They disagree on jurisdiction. Lisa looked at her team. They nodded in silent agreement. The Pathfinder can reach Vidian 6 in 5 hours at maximum speed, she said. We offer our help. This caused more confusion. The Velteri representative stood taller. Your tiny ship. Against those invaders, you would be destroyed. Perhaps, Lisa admitted, but we would try. That's what humans do. The council chamber grew quiet again, but different this time. The aliens studied the humans with new interest. This is not your fight, said the Andromian softly. We don't need it to be our fight to help, Samantha replied. The council members conferred quietly. Finally, Jorvan spoke. Your offer is noted, humans, but the council cannot authorize such action from non-members. It violates our protocols. Lisa nodded. I understand. She turned to her team. Let's go. As they walked out, Alan whispered, What are we doing? Lisa kept her voice low. Protocols won't save those colonists. We're going to help, with or without permission. John smiled slightly. Good. I was hoping you'd say that. Back on the Pathfinder, Lisa called Earth Command. We're facing a situation here. I need emergency authorization. After explaining, she received her answer. The Pathfinder would go to Vidian 6, not as council representatives, but as humans who couldn't stand by while others suffered. The ship detached from the Nexus and prepared for jump. Behind them, the council continued to debate. The Pathfinder exited jump space near Vidian 6. Lisa and her crew saw the situation was worse than they thought. 3 large enemy ships circled the small green planet. Smaller craft flew down to the surface and returned. "They're taking people," said Samantha, watching the scanner. "Those ships are designed for capturing, not just destroying." "Captain, we're getting a signal from the planet," Paul reported. "It's weak but clear." A voice came through, stressed and breaking up. "This is Science Director Karen Miller of Vidian 6. Our defenses have failed. The attackers are taking our people. Please, if anyone can hear this." The message cut off. Lisa turned to her team. "Options." John spoke first. "We can't fight 3 ships that size, but we might distract them long enough for some colonists to escape in their own vessels. The planet has a small spaceport on the far side from the attack," Paul added. "If we create a diversion, people might reach it." Lisa nodded. "Samantha, can you establish contact with survivors on the surface?" "I'll try different frequencies," Samantha said, moving to a communication station. Lisa made her decision. "We'll approach from behind the planet's moon. Paul, plot a course that keeps us hidden until the last moment." The Pathfinder moved carefully, using the moon for cover. Meanwhile, Samantha managed to connect with a group of colonists hiding in a research facility. "This is Dr. Samantha Kelly from Earth. We're here to help." She explained their plan to create a diversion. "There are 5,000 of us gathered at different safe points," the colonist replied. "We have transport ships, but no way to reach the spaceport with those enemy crafts patrolling. Get everyone ready to move on our signal," Samantha instructed. Lisa turned to Alan. "We need to know who these attackers are. Check the database for matches to their ship design." Alan searched through council records they had downloaded. After a few minutes, he looked up with concern. "They're called the Vorx. They raid planets for resources and slaves. The Council has known about them for years, but classified them as a regional threat, not worth full military action." "So the Council knew this might happen?" Lisa asked, anger in her voice. "It appears so," Alan confirmed. "There are reports of similar attacks in this sector going back 20 years. Lisa's jaw tightened. She addressed the bridge crew. "We have 1 ship against 3. We're outnumbered and outgunned. But those people down there need us. This is what humans do. We help when others won't." The crew nodded. Lisa continued, "We'll use our speed advantage. The Pathfinder can outmaneuver those larger ships. We'll hit fast, draw their attention, and give the colonists their chance." "What about Council permission?" asked Paul. "We contacted Earth Command, not the Council," Lisa replied. "We're acting under human authority." The Pathfinder moved into position. Lisa opened a channel to the colonists. "Get ready to move in 3 minutes. Head for the spaceport when you see the enemy ships turn toward us." John handled weapons systems while Paul prepared for evasive maneuvers. They emerged from behind the moon at full speed. "Weapons charge. Target their engines and sensor arrays," Lisa ordered. "Avoid critical systems. We want to distract, not destroy." The Pathfinder fired, striking one of the Vorx ships. The effect was immediate. All 3 enemy vessels turned away from the planet. "They're coming after us," John reported. "Good," said Lisa. "Samantha, tell the colonists to move now." The Pathfinder twisted and turned, staying just ahead of the larger ships. When enemy fighters launched, John picked them off one by one. On the planet below, thousands of colonists rushed toward the spaceport. Transport ships began lifting off, escaping while the Vorx were distracted. "First transports are away," Samantha announced, relief in her voice. "How many more?" Lisa asked. 7 ships launched, 4 more preparing. They can save about half the remaining colonists. Lisa knew the Pathfinder couldn't keep distracting the Vorx much longer. They had already taken several hits, and shields were weakening. "We need more time," she said. Then she made a bold decision. "John, target their lead ship's command center. Full power." The Pathfinder turned sharply and fired all weapons. The Vorax ship shuddered under the impact. For a moment, it drifted, its systems offline. "That got their attention," John said, "and made them angry. As long as they're focused on us, and not the escaping colonists," Lisa replied. "Keep firing." The Pathfinder shook as another blast hit its shields. Warning lights flashed across the bridge. They had been fighting for 30 minutes, drawing the Vorax ships away from the fleeing colonists. "Shields at 18%, Hall reported. "We can't take much more." "Last transport is launching now," Samantha said, watching the scanner. "They need 3 more minutes to clear the atmosphere." Lisa gripped her chair. "Then we give them 3 minutes. John, target their weapon systems. Paul, keep us moving." The Pathfinder spun and fired, striking one of the Vorax ships. In response, all 3 enemy vessels launched more fighters. "Incoming from all directions," John warned. Lisa tapped her console. "New plan. Shut down main systems. Make them think we're more damaged than we are." Crew members worked quickly. The ship's lights dimmed and engines quieted. They drifted, appearing disabled. "Now what?" Alan asked. "We wait," Lisa said. "The Vorax will approach to capture us. When they get close enough." She looked at John, who nodded in understanding. Outside, the enemy fighters circled the seemingly helpless Pathfinder. One of the large Vorax ships moved closer. "They're scanning us," Paul whispered. "Hold steady," Lisa ordered. A mechanical voice came through their communication system. "Human vessel, you are defeated. Prepare for boarding." Lisa waited until the Vorax ship was almost alongside them. "Now, full power to all systems." The Pathfinder roared back to life. Before the Vorax could react, John fired all weapons directly at the larger ship's engine section. The blast tore through the enemy vessel's weak point. "Direct hit," John shouted. The Vorax ship listed to one side, leaking atmosphere and debris. Its fighters flew in confused patterns, having lost connection with their command ship. "The last transport is clear," Samantha reported. "All colonial ships have escaped." "Time for us to do the same," Lisa said. "Paul, plot a jump course. John, give us covering fire." As the Pathfinder prepared to jump, something unexpected happened. The damaged Vorax ship exploded, but not from their weapons fire. New ships had arrived, council vessels. "Captain," Paul said, "we're being hailed by a Velteri battle cruiser." Lisa took a deep breath. On screen, a reptilian face appeared. "Human vessel. This is Commander Zax of the Velteri Defense Force. Stand down immediately. You have violated Council directives by engaging in unauthorized combat." Lisa straightened in her chair. "We were saving lives while the Council debated. 5,000 colonists escaped thanks to our violation. Your actions will be reviewed," Zax replied coldly. "Return to the Nexus at once." The communication ended. Lisa looked at her tired but proud crew. "Well, we knew there would be consequences. Let's go face them." The Pathfinder jumped to fold space, following the Velteri ships. When they arrived back at the Nexus, a security detail waited to escort them to the Council chamber. As they walked through the station, something strange happened. Aliens of different species stopped to watch them pass. But instead of fear or disgust, Lisa saw something new in their eyes. Respect. A small blue Dorvinian, Plex, approached quickly and pressed something into Lisa's hand. "For good luck," he whispered before disappearing into the crowd. Lisa opened her palm to find a small carved stone. On it was a simple symbol, a human hand reaching toward stars. The council chamber doors opened. This time, all 12 council members were present. The gallery was packed with observers. The mood was tense. High Speaker Jorvan addressed them immediately. "Captain Lisa Howard, you And your crew directly disobeyed Council protocol. You interfered in a situation without authorization. You engaged an enemy force without tactical support. Lisa stood tall. We did. You also, Jorvin continued, his tone shifting slightly, saved 5,000 lives when no one else would act. A murmur ran through the chamber. Lisa glanced at her team, seeing surprise on their faces. The colony transports have arrived safely at Proxima Station, Jorvin said. The survivors have told their story. How a single Earth ship faced 3 Vorex vessels to create a diversion for their escape. The metal-skinned council member leaned forward. Why did you do this, human? What did you hope to gain? Lisa looked directly at him. Gain? We didn't do it to gain anything. We did it because it was right. This simple answer caused more whispers among the council members. They clearly had expected political motivations or demands for reward. The council will now discuss your actions, Jorvin announced. Please wait outside. As they left the chamber, Alan spoke quietly. Did you see their faces? They're confused by us. Good, Lisa replied. Maybe confusion leads to understanding. The humans waited outside the council chamber for 3 hours. During this time, many aliens passed by, looking at them with new interest. Some even nodded in what Lisa recognized as respect. Plex returned with drinks for the team. They talk about you everywhere on the Nexus, he said. The humans who fought the Vorex and saved the colonists. We just did what anyone would do, Lisa replied. Plex made a sound like quiet laughter. No, not anyone. Not the council. That is why they don't know what to do with you now. The doors finally opened. A council assistant gestured for them to enter. This time, the chamber felt different. The tension remained, but there was something else. Curiosity. Lisa and her team took their place on the central platform. High Speaker Jorvin addressed them. After much discussion, the council has reached a decision regarding your actions at Vidian 6. Lisa stood straight, ready to accept whatever punishment they deemed necessary. The data from your ship has been analyzed, Jorvin continued. It shows the Vorex were using new technology to hide their approach. This explains why our early warning systems failed. The Velteri representative spoke next. Your combat tactics against superior forces were impressive. You disabled a Vorex command ship with minimal weapons. Not minimal to us, John said quietly. The Jor representative's body pulsed with light. Most interesting is what you did not do. You focused on saving lives rather than destroying enemies. You risked yourselves for others not of your species. This behavior is unexpected. Lisa felt they were being studied like lab specimens. She decided to take control of the conversation. With respect, our actions shouldn't be surprising. Helping others in danger is basic human decency. We're more concerned about the attack itself. According to council records, you've known about the Vorex threat for decades. Alan stepped forward with his datapad. These records show 17 similar attacks in the past 20 years, all classified as regional incidents not requiring full council response. This caused murmurs throughout the chamber. Some council members looked uncomfortable. That information is restricted, the metal-skinned member said sharply. Not to us, Alan replied. Your computer security needs improvement. Lisa continued before they could respond. The colonists told us something else. The Vorex mentioned claiming what was promised. What does that mean? Silence fell across the chamber. Council members looked at each other nervously. Finally, Jorvin spoke. That is not relevant to this discussion. It is if they attack again, Lisa insisted, which they will. The Andromian representative's voice was soft but clear. Perhaps we should tell them. They have earned that much. After a moment, Jorvin nodded. Very well. Some members of the council made arrangements with certain Vorex factions. Border worlds with valuable resources would be overlooked in our defense networks. You left them unprotected on purpose, Samantha said, disgusted. It was a complex diplomatic solution. The metal-skinned member defended. It prevented larger conflicts, except for the people who were taken, John said coldly. Lisa let this sink in before speaking again. Earth will not be part of such arrangements. If we join the Council, it will be on our terms, with our values intact. You assume you still have an invitation, the Velteri representative said. We don't need one, Lisa replied calmly. Earth can defend itself, but we offer something the Council needs, a reminder of what it should stand for. She gestured to her team to follow her as she turned to leave. Where are you going? Jorvin called. We haven't dismissed you. Lisa stopped and looked back. We're returning to our ship to contact Earth. They need to know what's happening out here, both the dangers and the opportunities. You cannot leak without. Actually, we can, Lisa interrupted, unless you plan to stop us by force. The Council chamber grew quiet. No one seemed willing to challenge the humans who had just faced down 3 Vorex ships. As they walked out, Lisa heard the whispers begin. The Council's carefully balanced power structure was shifting. News of what happened at Vidian 6 and the Council's role in it would spread. Outside, they found dozens of non-Council species waiting. A path cleared for them. Faces showed hope and admiration. They see us as different, Alan observed. As something new. Lisa nodded. Then let's not disappoint them. 2 days passed aboard the Pathfinder. The humans prepared to return to Earth with their report. Lisa had sent messages ahead, explaining what they had learned about the Council and its politics. Word came that transport ships carrying the rescued colonists from Vidian 6 had arrived at the Nexus. The colonists requested to meet the humans who had saved them. We should go, Samantha said. They lost their homes. The least we can do is hear their thanks. Lisa agreed. When they left their ship, they found not just the colonists but hundreds of aliens from non-Council species lining the halls. As the humans walked, voices called out thanks in many languages. Science Director Karen Miller, leader of the Vidian colony, stepped forward. Captain Howard, you and your crew saved thousands of lives. We've told everyone what you did, how one small ship faced the Vorex while the Council did nothing. Lisa shook her hand. We just did what was right. That's exactly it, Karen replied. Doing what's right shouldn't be unusual, but out here, it is. Before they could talk more, Council guards approached. The Council requests your presence. Immediately. Lisa exchanged looks with her team. Let's go see what they want. The Council chamber looked different. The raised seats had been lowered to form a circle. All 12 Council members waited, along with representatives from many non-Council species. The gallery was packed. High Speaker Jorvin gestured for the humans to enter the circle. Captain Howard, recent events have caused much discussion and reconsideration of how the Council operates. Lisa noticed the metal-skinned Council member was missing, replaced by someone new. Several Council members have resigned, Jorvin explained, seeing her look. Their arrangements with the Vorex have been made public. The Council is changing. About time, John muttered. Jorvin continued. For centuries, the Council has operated through factions and secret deals. Power belonging to the few. Your actions reminded us of principles we have forgotten. The Andromean spoke. The rescued colonists have shared their story across all networks. Many worlds now ask why the Council failed to protect them while one human ship did not hesitate. The balance of power is shifting, said the Jor representative. Smaller species demand representation. They speak of the human way. Direct action, helping others regardless of benefit, standing against injustice. Lisa stepped forward. That's not just the human way. It's the right way for any thinking species. We're not special. We just haven't forgotten our basic values. Perhaps we needed reminding, Jorvin said. Which brings us to our proposal. A hologram appeared in the center of the chamber. It showed a new council structure. A circle of many seats, not just 12. We offer Earth full membership, Jorvin said. Not as part of any faction, but as equals. and we ask for your help in rebuilding the council based on the principles you demonstrated. Alan leaned close to Lisa. They want us to save face, to make it seem like change was their idea. Maybe, Lisa whispered back, but change is still change. Lisa addressed the council. Earth appreciates your offer, but we have our own proposal. She nodded to Samantha, who activated her datapad. A new image replaced the council's plan. It showed an even larger circle with many more seats. On Earth, centuries ago, we created something called the United Nations. Every nation had a voice, not just the powerful ones. We propose the same here, a true galactic union where every spacefaring species has representation. Murmurs filled the chamber. Some council members looked uncomfortable, but others nodded thoughtfully. That would require significant changes to our structure, Jorvin said. Yes, Lisa agreed. But isn't that the point? She walked to the center of the chamber and placed a small Earth flag on the floor. We don't want to own the place. We just want everyone to have a fair share in it. The non-council representatives broke into what sounded like applause. Several council members joined them. It was clear a new era was beginning. Later, as the Pathfinder prepared to return to Earth with news of the coming Galactic Union, Lisa stood at the view screen watching the Nexus. Do you think it will work? Samantha asked. I don't know, Lisa admitted, but it's worth trying. Ellen smiled. When we first arrived, they thought Earth was just a death world with aggressive primitives. Now they know better, John added. Lisa nodded. They know we're humans, and that means we never stop trying to do better. The Pathfinder jumped to fold space, carrying a message of hope to Earth and a promise of change to the stars.